Yo, what the hell's up? Welcome back to Reviews with Jake, where I just got done watching 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. That lengthy ass title probably could have used another once over, but hey, whatever it takes to have us not suffer through another 18-year gap between these movies. As mentioned previously, I was really jazzed to see this movie. I really loved the first film. I enjoyed portions of the second film, and I was like the rest of the world, anxiously waiting for almost 2 decades for that third film to come out last year. This last entry made it into my top 5 for last year for reasons I did not expect, so I was so curious to see how they followed it up. What immediately stood out to me about this movie was the humor. This is actually a very funny film, which is very, very surprising, especially considering it really didn't need it. Like, you could look at this film from 1,000-foot level, and it could probably still get the same goals and point across without that humor, but they injected it in here, and that felt like a very conscious decision. It's the dialogue, bizarre scenarios, physical comedy, the delivery primarily given to us through our 2 leads, Jack O'Connell and Ray Fiennes, both of which turning in very contrasting performances, but both of which together take this show and put it on their back. Rafe's character in this movie has a very calmness to it, a very subdued, calculated delivery that he's kind of mastered over his storied career. And in this film, it has all of that, but layered underneath it is a lot of sadness and madness that shows through in very subtle ways. Like when people think of sadness in a movie, it's like, oh, so he cries a lot. Or madness, it's like, oh, he yells a lot. Not entirely, not so fast. I mean, maybe a little bit, but not entirely. He carries these big emotions with the volume turned down. It's in his posture, his demeanor. It's very low energy. He feels like a battered and broken down man. He's exhausted. It's really well done. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have Jack O'Connell's character, which is like the complete contrast to everything Rafe was doing. But it's a very charismatic villain, another one that he turns in these last couple of years. I wouldn't say that it's nearly as interesting of a character as that of Remick from Sinners, but equal parts scene-chewing stuff every time he is in the frame. It is because of this character and his posse that we get the vast majority of the brutality in this film, and boy, it is brutal, gruesome, mean-spirited stuff. Very well executed from the makeup and special effects and the prosthetics. The gore looks great, but it is tough to watch at times. I mean, there is no surefire way to establish how evil a character is, how harsh the reality of this world is, than some of the things that happen in this movie. The fact that this movie can be so damn fun, but yet so hard to watch and brutal and gruesome, and the fact that these 2 clashing tones you'd think wouldn't work in the same movie, but somehow, some way, it kind of does. This movie just has a bold aura to it. It's the style, it's the direction, it's the production design, it's the camera work. It's all very engaging. It's hard to take your eyes off of this film, even when things are kind of hard to watch. That being said, it did possess some of the trademark handheld manic cinematography that for some reason this franchise has just kind of coined as a staple. I don't understand it. I think it's kind of jarring, but to each their own. I will say that they kind of exercised a lot of restraint here. There's not as much of it in here as some previous entries, but when it still pops up, it's just not for me. I get that some people like this kind of thing, and I understand it's supposed to inject some intensity to a situation, but for me, it just feels unnecessary. You got a good story going on here. You got great production design, the sets, the locations. You got the makeup, the prosthetics. You got some good fight choreography, awesome camera work that pops up. I don't know why you got to convolute it with some shaky cam stuff that makes you have to squint to understand what the hell is going on. On sort of a similar note of personal preference, I will say I was also a little bummed that there wasn't as much of the infected carnage in this film. There are infected here, but less so of the rage variety that kind of made this franchise revolutionary when it came out. Like, this is like one of the first zombie films that had zombies running at full sprint. I mean, it was intense. Like, it was revolutionary stuff, and all of that kind of takes a back seat in this film. And I can't really put it as a full-on con because the stuff they replaced it with was still very, very good, but a part of me as a Resident Evil fan was kind of bummed that we didn't get more of it. And I will say, in terms of the infection, they're starting to introduce new ideas and concepts and directions with the infection that I don't know if it's something that I really think this franchise needed. I mean, it's incomplete right now. There's going to be another film, so we'll see where it goes. But for me personally, I'm just on my toes a little bit. I'm a little on edge. We'll see. Finally, and this too, I also have a hard time calling this a con per se, but I was a little disappointed that we didn't get the same emotional depth from this film that we got in the last entry. Don't get me wrong, comedy is fantastic. I love me some comedy, but you know me, if you're not new here, you know that I love to lean towards stories that connect with the human experience, like really touch my soul. And comedy just doesn't really touch my soul the same thing as like good heartfelt drama does. That being said, all in all, this is the second entry in this franchise that gave me something new that I did not think that this franchise could ever possess. The first one gave us heart and emotional depth. This one gave us comedy. And the fact that both those things are now a part of this franchise and it still feels like it belongs in this world is very surprising and cool. It's a pleasant example that a franchise can evolve and still work, that an old dog can learn new tricks, that a big infected brute can go moo. But that is just me. What do you think? Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with new reviews. Coming real soon. Stay safe. Thanks for checking in.